everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a special tribute to Khristina Sorge. It's the 9th of the month, and it's the designated day that we who are lucky enough to be in the circle that revolves around Khristina for all the things that she does and means to us. We all do something, an Instagram post or a layout using a kit from her or whatever. In this case, I'm actually going to use a technique that she taught in this month's Secret Scrap Party for Secret Not Secret Kit Club members. And it's a segment that she calls Stop, Drop, and Create. These are a series of special tips and tricks and ideas for when you've maybe lost your mojo, can't think of what your design might be. It's more than a go-to design. It's kind of a quick and dirty go-to design. And if you use a paper pad, and in the case, the example that she did in her video last week, she used the Horizon paper pad from Paige Evans. And I've used 3 of the same papers that she used, different proportions, but I also pulled one from Turn the Page. It's not an exact match, but I like it, and I didn't have any scraps the right size to be the 4th piece of paper here. They were too busy, or they wouldn't work, so we'll go with this. I'm using mostly Paige Evans supplies. I have fussy cut some flowers from this paper, scraps that I had from that paper, and also from a sheet. This floral is from the new collection, Go the Scenic Route. And I've got a little kind of orphaned embellishment here that's from Vicky Boutin. This, I think, is a Vicky Boutin circle. Just, a bunch of miscellaneous things here that I may or may not use, including some sequins and so forth. As you all know, I'm also doing the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge. And our list this week, one of the requirements is for the page to be monochrome. Well, I'm throwing that out the window. I'm going to sacrifice that point. So just in case you're wondering about that. So this particular formula, the formula for this is 4-3-1-3. You do a 4x11, a 3x11, a 1x11, and another 3x11 section. And that's what I've done here. I like this paper the best, and I had the most of it. So I did a 4x11 strip of it. My next is the Scripty page that has kind of all the colors in the collection. So that ties everything together. This green I love, and I had some other bits of scraps I was able to cut out something. And then the little paper airplanes are just adorable. So I'm going to, sometimes I might consider putting foam behind these, but I think the fact that I have distress the edges, and that's a requirement for Mind the Scrap. It's also what Khristina did to add a little bit of oomph and texture to it. In this case, I couldn't, well, look, there it is. My distress tool is right here. I couldn't find it because I looked in the place where I was supposed to have put it back. I did the distressing like this with the edge of my scissors, and it's not done evenly and perfectly because it's not meant to be. And the dimensions of this have you leaving about the same 1/2 inch border on each side. I'm not going to get real particular about that, and I have just used my the last of my easy runners, so I'm going to change out right now, and I'm going to hope that this change out is as easy as I've told you all it is. You know my feelings about the ATG gun, the engineering degree that I don't have that you seem to need to do that. So this is a little bit easier. There's a notch right in there that lines up, and we should be back in business. So here and here, that did it. And I'm just dusting off. I've chosen, as Khristina did, to go with, well, let me do the bottom part and then I can space the others as well. I'm going with the black because these colors kind of pop off the black background, and she likes black backgrounds, and she has actually taught me to love them. So we'll do that, and that gets pretty close to there, and this gets pretty close to here. I may move this down just a tad. Okay. So here we go. And this is a colorful but coordinated background for any sort of arrangement of photos. I'm going to actually go the kind of the classic route and place my photo here. I have matted my photo on white, and then I put a piece of green vellum behind it because I had it, and then I did mount it on foam so that it can kind of cross over there. I'm going to put it in this kind of classic spot, and I'm going to do a cluster of embellishments here, here, and my title and a cluster down here. So we'll see how that works out. Now, clustering and embellishing, something that Khristina touched on in her segment in the let's see if that goes there. Excuse me while I pay attention to something else. When she did in her segment on Go-To Designs, in the Scrap Smarter experience a couple weekends ago, she talked about building embellishment clusters, and you have the large, the medium, and the small aspects of those. And she uses extensively tabs and labels and tags and things like that as the basis for her clusters. And I've got a couple things in case I don't want this particular sentiment. I can use this as a kind of a well, actually, this would contrast with that more. I cut that out especially so that it could be grounding for a cluster. I'll use this one here, and then I'll see where my title goes before I build that, and then I'll use this one somewhere down in here somewhere. Maybe I'll cut it and it'll come up like that. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, because this flower actually contrasts with these, but also look, compatible. The color family is is good. I'm going to use it on top. I'm probably breaking a rule or two by doing that. But I like, you see, you've got this kind of ombre of pink to orange, and you've kind of got that same color scheme. Let me move, well, I can't move it over that way, so we'll go this way. Okay, and this might be a good thing to put right here, and it will give me a place to stick some of my half flowers. Let's see, I've got a slew of, this is one that kind of is a half flower, but it overlaps onto that blue, so I'm not liking that very well. How about that, or that might work. Okay, I'll do that. And I'm seeing a little hedgehog here that I thought might be cute. I fussy cut him out of a paper I used on a layout yesterday. And he's just adorable. And I love hedgehogs. I learned to love hedgehogs when they became a rule in Calvin Ball. So we can say we took a hedgehog to brunch. That is kind of cool there. This photo was taken day before yesterday at a brunch that James took us out to. He got this is a place he'd been a couple times on business and on a date, and he got a postcard telling him that they had opened for business, for indoor business. They had been open for pickup, and that they'd like him to come by, and they were limiting the size, the number of tables that they would seat, and it talked about their cleaning philosophy and so forth. So it all seemed like it would be a place that we would feel comfortable going given the current situation. So we did, and it couldn't have been cleaner and handled more safely, I feel. And the food was just spectacular. Okay. I'm going to move this away and maybe slightly under the hedgehog. So it looks like we've got this at the bottom, and then this, and then the hedgehog. We've got kind of a progression of things coming forward here. I'll put the title in. I'm not quite sure what I want to do here. I like that, and I may just do some Enamel Dots or Nouveau drops or something there. I know that Khristina likes, and she has I have learned to like pop of black and white when I use bright colors. So I've got this little strip. It's part of a branding strip. It's not even a whole branding strip. Let me kind of get that up a bit and see if I can slide that in so that it doesn't, I don't want it to go the entire length. I want it to have have an overlap. under, okay, just a narrow bit of it showing under the green paper. And it's not going under this paper. I'm sorry, I'm faffing about with this so much. Okay, that will go there, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit on it here, and because it's liquid, I'll be able to move it around a little bit before I set it in place and burnish it in. Oh, come on. I thought this end was anchored well enough that couldn't. It's just kind of a something that happens to me, as you know if you watch very often. I'll put things in what seems like the wrong order, and it seems wrong because I end up needing to move something, but that might work. I kind of had to put the other things there to know that I was going to need something else, because I don't plan out my embellishing too much in advance. Let me see what I've got. I need a whole flower here. I can do that. I'm filming, James.
Actually has her social, her original social, and her birth certificate, so she's gonna overnight it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop there for that. And now I'm gonna do before we do the small things like these little wood veneers and other stuff, I think I'm gonna do the title. Title's gonna be Sunshine and Brunch, because it was a really beautiful sunshiny day. And we went to a brunch. It was just an amazing tapas restaurant. And what I'm hoping is that this word shows up on this kind of busy pattern behind it. So in order to make it easier to read, I'm actually going to put it on, put the letters a lot closer together than they were on the sticker sheet. So these stickers are from Bloom Street. These are from Horizon. This is from Turn the Page. And these flowers are from Go the Scenic Route. So it's funny that she says take the scenic route in this scripty paper from Horizon. Okay. If you don't faff about with a little black and white piece on yours, you can get this done a lot less time than it's going to end up taking me. Okay, there's my E. Okay, I think that's readable. And I'm gonna go with the big ampersand kind of off to the side and overlapping. It's gonna be big enough to kind of come up here on the sunshine line. And these alphas, these chipboard alphas, which are definitely going to need gluing down, are from Horizon. And they're a completely different font, but the colors are, they're completely different font from each other, but the colors of both work with all the collections that I have here, which is nice about both Paige Evans and Vicki Boutin's collections are like that. Some designers actually have just a totally different look from one collection to the next, and that can be a good thing because it gives you a lot of variety. Others try to introduce some variety but have some what I call bridge colors or bridge designs that allow you to use things across collections a little bit easier. Okay, I should have put that B further over, but I can't move it now because this glue has anchored it there. Now, I'm going to be just inside the line, so I'm good. I'm okay. I didn't want to be coming out here onto the black. So Sunshine and Brunch, I'm not going to use anything else from there. So I can put these two things back over in the Paige Evans area. Okay, now I have another kind of a cluster to build, and I thought I would use this and just a few things. So let me get that cut. And I think that's cut from, it is, it's cut from a frame sheet. And I need a little bit of foam on this. And I'll just, like I said, kind of there we go. And I think I'll use this kind of overlapping there. And this may be, I'll let that look like it was cut off at the edge. I've got this little green piece that could maybe slide under right there. I think that'll work. And then I'll try to get one of the leafier sprig looking pieces to see if I can use it in a way that doesn't keep you from reading the word brunch. That doesn't work because that flower is cut off. What about this one? That one's kind of cut off too. This one may be the best, but it would have to go like that unless I did this. Let's see. Okay, that works. The word brunch won't be 100% visible, but it's just going to kind of overlap on the U there, so that works out just fine. I have this that says Happy Day, and it's kind of distressed by virtue of the fact that it was perforated, and I kind of tore it from a sheet, but it might work just right across there. Ooh, yes. I was maybe going to put it up there, but I used the nice up there. And this kind of, okay, so I've built that cluster there. This one, this little bit might work kind of right there. Let me glue that in. And then the next thing I'm going to do is a what I call vanity scrapbooking. There's an aspect of a photo of me that I'm not entirely happy with. I'll find some way to embellish. See, this just kind of, I'm just not happy with how how the dress looks. Let's see if this can go, if I could put this in so that that looked like it was part of this whole cluster. If this whole cluster appeared to be vining around. So let me see if I can get that look going. If I stick that right there, and then this could go here. And is there something else that doesn't come over far enough? Here we go. I'm just gonna put it there, covering up the part I want, then I'll work the rest of it around it. And don't laugh at me, because I know you've wanted to do the same thing sometimes. Okay, let me do, I'm gonna do this one. Like that. And I'm gonna pretend that no one's gonna notice that that has a straight cut over it there. Let me take this. I've got a couple of potty people here, and I'm gonna lay them right there, and that's, actually I did them upside down. I need to do them properly. I need to do the boy on the right and the girl on the left, because that's John and me. Okay, and I've got the two little girls here, which I could put on top of this flower that kind of hide the cut edge of it. And then we'll see if I can do anything with sequins to. So we've got Grandma and Grandpa and Katie and Ava. Okay, and I've got this one that's cut, but I don't think I need to use it anywhere. It's, it could maybe go here and tuck under there. Oh, okay, I like that. I like that. And I hate if I've fussy cut some things just before making a layout. I like to use them all because I end up with these orphaned bits that I don't, it doesn't matter where I store them, they end up getting lost. I don't think I need to use this anywhere unless we think it might look cool right there. You know, I do kind of like that there. And that's one of those orphaned bits that will now have found a home. And I like this yellow that's part of this happy day thing. So I'm going to see if I can just kind of squeeze it in someplace. Maybe right here behind. Nice. Kind of make it like a tab. And that allows me to use something that would otherwise become an orphan and end up in my crazy bowl, and I'd never use it. I had this out, but I don't think I'm going to use it. There's not a proper orientation for it, so I'm going to leave it out. So now I'm going to do some enamel dots. I will do a kind of a collection of them here. As the bridge over here, let's see, here's a light pink small one. I kind of like it there, up off the black. That will let that overlap there. And I can do one here and a big light pink. I'm trying to kill my enamel dots with the intent of replacing them with Nuvo drops down the road. Okay, and I've got no more big ones. I'll kind of come up here and do this. This is the only paper that has a real yellow in it. So I'm kind of bringing that yellow across by using it up here. There is a little bit of yellow in the center of that flower. So that's kind of cute. Okay, now we go with some sequins. And I'm going to, I have to use at least 6. Let me see where, I'm debating whether I want to use a line of them. I need to kind of curl this up. Khristina showed us how to curl these things up. I may not have distressed that bottom edge of this very well anyway. It looks pretty smooth to me, so I do kind of want little bits of the black showing through, and I can kind of accomplish that way. Okay, let's see. I may just do a line of them here instead of sprinkling them around. And I'll do a variety of greens. I've got some pink ones, and I may do a few up here. So I'm just gonna start pulling these, and I want, if I can, I'd like 6 totally different ones, and that's likely to make Khristina break out in hives because she likes to coordinate things more closely than that. Here's a nice one that type that I haven't used. So that's 4, so I just need to find 2 more that are different. That one's the wrong size, so I will, that one's a repeat of the first one, and I'm gonna say that's okay. Here's a dark green metallic, which is a repeat of the third one, but I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so that's my green. Let's do a couple pinks. And by a couple, I mean 3 because I do odd numbers. Okay. I really love this idea, and you can better believe I'm going to use this design again. Okay, here's 3 totally different kinds. There's a really bright foil looking metallic. This is a more, it's also a foil metallic, but it's pink. This is a more matte finish, kind of raspberry, strawberry pink. Okay. Those are placed. I didn't do a very good job of placing because I'm having to reach across the layout, and I wanted to be careful of those. I can go here, and I'm actually going to do something I don't do very often, and that's kind of pick up the glue. And I should not be doing this with my tweezers, because that's why they get sticky and don't want to turn loose of things, but I can clean them off. Okay, so here's my finished layout. I love this idea. So 4, 3, 1, 3. You can pick out your own papers, or if you go the easy route, go with a paper pad where the papers are generally all coordinated. Vary the scales of your designs and just have fun with it. You can use almost any kind of photo, or you could do a grid on top of this with 4 or 6 or 9 photos, and you'll just have this interesting background behind the grid and kind of in between the holes. It's a great design tool to have in your trusty toolbox. Let me kind of peel this over and let some of that pink show from behind, and do that, and I'll do the same down here with the airplane paper. So, happy Khristina Day. Be sure to check out Redefine Creative. There's always lots of fun going on there. Khristina does lives, and she shares tips and debuts new collections that have come into the shop, shows you what fun things her new machine can do. So it's always fun there, and that's her public page. And then if you subscribe, she's got a subscriber page and has these parties that go on for a week, which is nice for slow people like me. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. See you next month on the 9th for our next Happy Khristina Day. And hope you can find some sunshine and brunch somewhere that you feel safe going to. Bye.